It was the top agenda in the president's face-off with Chinese leader Xi Jinping. The Filipino fisherfolk's dilemma of freedom of navigation and the liberty to fish in Philippine waters without harassment from the Chinese Coast Guard or militia. And the president stepped up to the plate by presenting the problem and proposing a viable solution that our Karen Villanda threshes out in this report.
The most anticipated meeting between President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. and Chinese President Xi Jinping took place in Beijing last night. This was the second meeting of the two leaders after the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation in Bangkok this November. Their meeting tackled some concerns in the West Philippine Sea. Particularly emphasized by President Marcos Jr. was the plight of Filipino fishermen in the area.
Siguro naman, after we came to an agreement with President Xi that this is an important aspect of our relationship, and it's something that is easily remedied, relatively easily remedied. We will, when we get back, the Foreign Secretary and his counterparts here in China will finalize the organization of that and the situation with our fishermen will be #1 on the agenda.
But for the president, China and the Philippines have a lack of communication which causes incidents in the West Philippine Sea. That's why the president's solution is to build a mechanism for deepening communication between the Philippines and China, even the relation of the Coast Guard and Navy of the two countries. With this, the bilateral group will report directly to the leaders of both countries for a fast response to WPS incidents.
Sana yung Chinese members of the bilateral group have a direct access to the president. Ako naman, to President Xi, ako naman, on my part, titiyakin ko yung mga nakaupo sa bilateral team natin ay may direct contact din naman sa atin. Para diretso, para hindi tayo nothing will be lost in translation, hindi magkakaproblema sa misinformation na maaring mangyari kapag napakatagal bago nakapag-usap kami.
Also through this, the issue of the Philippines regarding China's alleged rocket launch can be avoided.
So sabi mo, gumawa tayo ng paraan para kung may problema from either side, sabihan nyo, magsasabi kami sa inyo kagad, sabihan nyo rin kami kagad. Kung magpapalipad kayo ng rocket, sabihin nyo sa amin. Kung may bumagsak sa Pilipinas, i-recover namin, bibigay naman namin sa inyo. Hindi naman wala kaming interest na itago yan. So all of those things, kung pinag-usapan lang, hindi lang talaga napag-usapan.
Oil exploration will also be revived in the West Philippine Sea. It will be continued, but negotiations between China and the Philippines need to be updated.
What we had decided, we will resume because as you know, the negotiations over that were abandoned early last year. When they came, there was an impasse on the law. But I think the opportunities are still there. It's very important. I made mention of it in our meetings that this is very important for the Philippines as we move from traditional sources of power to more renewable power sources.
The discussion of the Code of Conduct in the controversial territory remains private, and no position has been developed on the issue. Karen Villanda for The Nation.